Hi, dear Toastmasters, guests, and friends. Welcome to Toastmasters, the world's biggest platform to hone your leadership skills and communication skills. I am Veera Sriram, your public relations manager, and I welcome you to Open Heartbeat District 31. You may be asking, Veera, what is behind you? This is CLCon 2023, our district's conference for leadership and communication starting on April 29th to May 6th. Make sure to register and attend that. On our talk show today, I have a special friend, a Toastmaster who has been a distinguished Toastmaster, a proud member of 2288 Minutemen Toastmasters Club, a Toastmaster who is a founding member of Saturday Waterdown Toastmasters Club, Saturday Arlington Toastmasters Club, a leader who thrives to start new Toastmaster Club. As a club group director, she's a pride of the district as she opens so many new clubs. Without any further ado, let me welcome my good friend Toastmaster VJ onto our talk show. Toastmaster VJ, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
I ask all my friends, first question, Toastmaster VJ, your Toastmasters journey. Where did it start? How did it start? Would you like to share something about that?
Sure. How did it start and where did it start? I was a homemaker for 22 years of my marriage. At the end of 22 years, my husband was diagnosed with cancer by 25th year after my wedding anniversary. 3 days after that, he passed away. I was in California. Here I am in a new country with totally different culture, food habits, everything. And that's when I started my first job as an entry level. When I started, in fact, for a paycheck, I would say. So when I joined the job, in 3 months, my boss told me, I started as a temporary employee because I was not confident to take up a full-time permanent job. Then he told me that, you have got a high work ethic and you're exceptionally good at work. I would recommend you to join Toastmasters because I cannot sell your name to anyone. You have to sell yourself. I said, okay. And at that point, 35 years ago, coming from a country where women were not given enough opportunities, I was afraid. I was really afraid to work, to shake hands with men, to hug men, to call anybody with first name. We never call anybody by first name in India. It took me 1 year to call him Michael. I would always say, sir, sir. And then once I got into Toastmasters helped me really tremendously. So I met several people from several different backgrounds, different language, different culture, different age group, different job exposure. So it was like opening a floodgates to me. I remember in 1998, I bought a condo and the kitchen sink was blocked. I didn't know what to do. I was going to call a plumber. And one of the Toastmasters member was a plumber. So he told me, just go to Home Depot, get a garbage disposal wrench for $2.50 and put it inside and spin it. And I did it and everything worked fine. Wow. It's not Toastmasters, it's not about public speaking. You make friends, you network, and you learn so much. So I started in a corporate club. And then I also, sometimes due to work, I could not be on time or I could not give a speech. Then I joined another club on a Tuesday evening. There also I was getting delayed sometimes. But then I joined a Sunday morning club in California. It's a breakfast club. So I was in 3 clubs. So I grabbed all the opportunities that I could get. From my personal experience, Toastmaster is a stress buster. It is very relaxing. When you go and just listen to other people's speech, it is fabulous. You learn so much just by listening, So then at the same time, I took on officer's position in my club and became an area director. So I started developing leadership growth, build a network of people. And my dad, when I was little, used to tell me that do what you alone can do, that nobody else can do, and delegate everything else so they can grow also. If you keep on doing everything, they will not grow and you will be stagnant also. And I applied that in my work and in Toastmasters. So that helped me professionally to grow beyond my imagination. Then socially, I met several friends from around the globe. And with recent pandemic, I attended so many clubs from around the globe, and everywhere I have friends. It is amazing experience to see that one humanity, than just my club, my district. So it opens up really beautifully. One amazing experience that I would like to mention, that is the leadership skill, is in 2019, I had to sell my home in California because I decided to settle down in Boston. So, and my daughter had booked a ticket to go to safari in Africa. And it was I had only 10 days time in between. So I flew to California. I had a network of people, banker, real estate agent, handyman, plumber, painter. I called everybody and assigned them work, discussed the pricing, paid them advance, and I gave them a deadline, and deposited some X amount, $20,000 to my brother. I said, you don't have to supervise, they will do it. You just pay at the end. Just at the end, you supervise and pay. And believe me, in 3 weeks, they had all done. They worked in collaboration because you cannot do the carpet before the painting. You cannot do electrical or bathroom fixing before electrical is done. So everything they worked among themselves collaboratively, and I was out of the country.
Wow.
And everything was done in 3 weeks. I could sell the property in 6 weeks. It was amazing. That leadership skill, you get it only in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a place where you learn, you apply, and you apply that in your personal life as well. So that is beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Vijay. Now, we know you've been in Toastmasters for close to 15 years now. There's a reason why you joined Toastmasters, but what keeps you at Toastmasters? You're already a distinguished Toastmaster. You started clubs. What is the passion that still keeps you coming to Toastmaster clubs, giving evaluations, giving speeches? What inspires you?
What keeps me going? Learning new skills. That is, learning never stops. Only in Toastmasters you learn. Even at work, you are doing the same job over and over, until you get a promotion, right? In Toastmasters, learning never stops. I learn every day and every year. Imagine we used to use hard copies. Now everything is digital. We used to meet in person. Now everything is Zoom or Meet, Microsoft Teams. So that is changing. And Zoom has many applications. Now, I didn't know how to share the screen. Now I learned that. Now, Zoom, for the past three years, everybody is on Zoom. Now the new things are coming, which is artificial intelligence. And it was beautiful about District 31 having that Udemy training in TLI. I learned it and I gave a speech in my club so my members could learn it. Learning never stops. You can't go back in time, even though you can scientifically imagine all those Star Trek, but you have to keep moving. Adaptability, flexibility, continuous learning. That's what inspires me. Not only I learn, I share with others.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Vijay. Learning is a constant practice and we have to continue learning. And for you, it is at Toastmasters that you learn new skills. Your Toastmasters, make sure to come to Toastmasters not only for the confidence, but also learn new skills. Toastmaster Vijay, there are a lot of new members that are watching our talk show. What would you say to them? Why should they consider Toastmaster? Is there one or two reasons you'd like to share with them?
Definitely, definitely. Toastmasters benefits are enormous, both in personal and professional life. It gives tremendous confidence because there is no grade here. It's not like a university. There are no layoffs. If you make a mistake, you learn from your experiences. And it is an opportunity to work in collaboration with diverse population and manage your time. These are basic. But again, what I think is, if you have to go to a particular place, to want to go to a museum, I can give you direction, take the train or a bus, go here, get off here, walk there. I can give you all the directions. At that point, it is only a piece of information for you. Until you do follow the steps and reach there, then it becomes a knowledge. Okay, now I get it. I'm reaching here. Similarly, Toastmasters, I can talk all about Toastmasters. But if you don't step inside and then experience it, you will never know. It is only ads. It's not a question of ad, you have to get in, try for a couple of months, at least for 1 year. Then you will see you will never quit.
Thank you.
That's what my experience.
That's so beautiful, Toastmaster Vijay. With anything, if you give someone information, it's just information. For information to convert into knowledge, they have to experience it. At Toastmasters, we have personal experiential learning. That is so
Yes.
beautifully you put it. Thank you for sharing that. Toastmaster Vijay, you talked about Udly and you gave a speech in your club. I'll give you a challenge. Can you speak about Udly for 1 minute?
Udly, yes. Udly is a artificial intelligence program app that Toastmasters has introduced for its members, and it is also available in public. But when you want to give a speech, of course, today I didn't try that. When you want to give a speech, you go to that website, toastmasters.org, and you have the right in front of you a blue screen that you can see. It is a Udly. You click on login, and then you give a speech. You record it, and you can set your time 1 minute to 10 minutes or whatever, up to 1 hour, I think. You can set your time and give a speech. And once you record it and replay it, when you replay it, you get the report. How many times you used filler words, how many words you repeated it, what was the speed of your, what was the tone, everything. It gives you the full account of reports and grammarian reports. So then based on that, you can repeat the speech again and then improve it. So that is amazing that you can do it.
Thank you. You're a profound speaker, so you've already met the 1 minute challenge. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Toastmasters, as Toastmaster Vijay said, Udly is part of your Toastmasters dues. Make sure to pay your dues by March 31st and get the subscription for Udly free of cost, part of your Toastmasters. Toastmaster Vijay, now we move on to our fourth round, which is rapid fire round. Are you ready for some fun?
Sure.
A historic leader that inspires you a lot.
A historic leader. I would say I would go back to John F. Kennedy.
Thank you. A historic speech that inspires you a lot.
Same thing, the speech given by John F. Kennedy, why go to moon? He gave a speech in Rice, I think it was in Rice University, if I remember right. And I often listen to that particular speech quite often. And he starts out, he opens up with appreciating the college, then the city, then the nation, and then his goal. And he says the scientific community is doubling every 12 years at the rapid pace of 3 times the population of the nation. That was amazing. So I like his speech mainly. And then his another speech in about religion in America. That is another one. Then I also enjoy, and it is always in my mind, about Steve Jobs' speech. Steve Jobs, in one of his speeches, also in university, he talks about how in the past, you can correct the dots only with the past, from the past. it tells you. So you look back in your life and say, even my own life, it takes time. Okay, that is the reason why this happened. It's amazing. Those two are my favorite.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Vijay. Your personal speech, when you delivered it, when you returned it, when you got the feedback, you felt you did the best job. Any speech that comes to your mind?
Yes, there are quite a few speeches, but one thing that stands out was one I gave in 1999 in California. And that speech was, knowledge is power. Anything that you want to make a decision on, get the information. Then compare the pros and cons and then make a decision. Right? So that's what I gave, a 5 to 7 minute speech. And then after 12 years, I went for my company president's birthday party, 80th birthday. And one of the colleagues came up to me and she said, former colleague, she said, Vijay, remember you gave a speech, knowledge is power? It made a big impact in my life. I thought, wow, that is something very fascinating, that one. And another one is, I gave a speech in Speakers Bureau. Be prepared to change. In 2003, I had read the book Bold New World at that time. At that time, internet came, started everything, email, everything, 2003. And I read the Bold New World, and then I gave a speech about prepared to change. And it was evaluated by Helen Blanchard. She is the very first district leader, woman leader. And I'm very proud. So that keeps in my mind. And the third one that I can think of is, I gave a speech about empathy. See, members, our club members, they have got different problems, different challenges in life. So you have to understand them, the empathy. Only when you understand their background, you can help them. So I gave that speech in Korea during pandemic in 21. So that stands in my mind. Those three are really.
You're truly an international Toastmaster, traveling to different countries and giving fabulous speeches. Thank you for that. Toastmaster Vijay, a book that you like to recommend to our Toastmasters? Any book?
Any book. I focus more on my personal growth. So there are several books, several authors like Les Brown, Norman Vincent Peale, Stephen Covey, John Maxwell, and two particular Toastmasters from California, Frank Adamo and Cheryl Roche. They have written books also. The one book that stands out is, again, John F. Kennedy, The Land of Immigrants. That is one book that I always remember. And another one is Wayne Dyer, W-A-Y-N-E-D-Y-E-R, Wayne Dyer. His book is, What Do You Really, 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 Really Want for Your Children? It is for really. And those two stands up at the top. And Frank Adamo's book was Discover Your Inner Strength. And Cheryl Roche, Heart of a Toastmaster. She's a Toastmaster. So those books are fabulous books to read.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. While I was going to Germany, you presented me with that book, Heart of Toastmasters. So I have it in my library. Toastmaster Vijay, a food that is very close to your palate. Any food that comes to your mind?
Any food that I enjoy. I'm a lifelong vegetarian. So anything with grains, vegetables, spices, I enjoy. There's no particular food, but anything with these items, I truly enjoy. For some reason, I don't know. One time I went to a restaurant and they brought something without my understanding this country. I ordered something and it was, somebody told me, oh, this is a fish. I immediately set it aside, went to the restroom, washed my face, because whenever I think of something else in my mind, it is good or bad, I don't know, but I think about that animal as a being. and it bothers me. So I'm a lifelong vegetarian. Sorry. It may be offending to others, but that is me.
That's a good choice. And any restaurant that you like to recommend, Toastmaster Vijay? I know you are an international Toastmaster, so any restaurant in California or Boston or Salt Lake City?
Well,
Yeah.
when I was in California, I used to mostly go to Indian restaurants. But then as I started opening up in Boston, I go to Red Lentils in Watertown and Life Alive in Cambridge. They both have excellent food, especially during pandemic. Of course, I didn't go, but before that, I used to go there more often with my family.
Thank you for sharing those wonderful restaurants. We'll check that out. Toastmaster Vijay, with that, we wrap up our rapid fire round. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our district?
I just would like to share one quote. This is from our India's past president, Abdul Kalam. He says, past is a waste paper. Present is a newspaper. Future is a question paper. So read and write carefully. Otherwise, life will be a tissue paper. So it's always important to reflect and be positive and be supportive, encouraging. That's all, because life is short.
Thanks for sharing the wonderful quote by President Dr. Abdul Kalam. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you choose to come down and talk to us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dear Toastmasters, that was distinguished Toastmaster Vijay sharing her Toastmasters journey with DC31. If you would like to come and talk to us, please do mention your name in our comment section and we will get in touch with you. Please subscribe, like, and share our channel. That will encourage us to create more content for you. We will see you at CLCon 2023. Until then, have a wonderful spring and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.